Hello, I am back. So it's been like weeks again since I have posted. And I'm sorry because, oh my gosh, I know this would happen. I know inconsistency will somehow attack me because sometimes there are days that are just difficult. But today I want to go out. I think I owe you guys an explanation why I became inconsistent lately. So I've been depressed for weeks. Oh, by the way, I am getting ready. So first, let me tell you what I'm going to do. As based on the title, I am getting ready for a solo date. I plan to take myself out on a date to make myself feel a little bit better. And they said when you're depressed, you need some sunlight. So it's so hot outside, so I think that will help me a bit. It's been so long since I filmed, and I don't know what to do or what to say at this point. And if you hear my neighbors, sorry. They're kind of noisy. I had a facial like last week, so they gave me a bunch of stuff that I need to apply, and that's why my skin is like texture wise it's a bit better, but I still have those pimple marks and redness, as you can see, but it's all better. I use toner now in the morning. It's not a toner but more of a solution. So as I'm getting ready, I'm going to tell you what I do when I feel so depressed. Of course, when you are depressed, you have no motivation to do anything at all. And depression, actually, I'm not diagnosed with depression per se, but I do have a bipolar disorder alongside with borderline personality disorder and PTSD. Sometimes I become depressed, like as opposed to being manic. Yes, I usually go through it yearly, and actually, I go through it from bare months up to February, which is my birthday, which is like, I don't know why, but it starts on bare months, seasonal depression, I get it. And then it ends at February, at the day of my birthday for some reason. But it haven't stopped there. Maybe because I have a lot of things in my personal life going on that I'm not comfortable to share yet. But oh my gosh, this video is gonna be probably so long and you're gonna get tired of me, but I'm so grateful that you're sticking with me. But yes, um, I've been depressed for weeks now. My psychiatrist adjusted my medications. Like this year, my medications have removed my antidepressant and change it into an antipsychotic, and that's what I've been drinking as of late, alongside with a mood stabilizer. So it makes my mood better. It makes my emotions well balanced, but I'm still depressed. I don't know if it's because I started on being on birth control because of I have PCOS or PCOS, and that's one of the things that is like prescribed to me. But I'm going back to my OBGYN um, just to ask if they can change my birth control, my pills, because that's probably why I'm depressed. Aside from that, there are so many factors triggering my depression. And it hasn't been easy, actually. Oh my gosh, I don't want to cry in this video. But I don't want to cry in this video. But sometimes sadness gets the best out of me, you know? And there are nights when I just take melatonin and cry instead of like, because I know that I'd be in danger. I'll be a danger to myself if I don't sleep. I guess I should say trigger warning. This video will mention heavily about mental illness, suicide thoughts. So, what do I do when I feel so defeated? So, first and foremost, because I'm working now, it's not like I can just skip school, because when I was in college, I am not also the type to skip school whenever I feel bad, because um, I feel like staying at home or staying at the dorm will make it worse, because I will be alone and nothing to distract me, because at that time I didn't have books by my side. I can only afford like books that are, what do you call that? I don't know. I wasn't into books that much, except the extracurricular sunscreen again, extracurricular activities. And I was also a student council when I was in college. So those are the things that distracted me. But now that I'm working, responsibility is much bigger now. I cannot just leave work and just deal with it, you know. But I'm so grateful that my boss is very understanding. Um, when I when I tell her, my boss, that my head hurts or I don't feel well, the truth is I'm struggling mentally, and I cannot say it. I cannot really say what's happening to me, but I just say that I don't feel well. It happened a few times, and I'm so grateful that they are understanding. But you know, I sometimes, even though it's hard, I show up at work, and I think being depressed or battling things mentally, I think that's one of the hardest thing to do, is to show up, you know, because when you're battling something inside, it's exhausting already, and then you have to pretend that everything's fine even though nothing is fine. That's more exhausting too. Okay, I'm going to use a skin tint. This one is with SPF again, so I don't know, it's kind of hot out today, so I'm doubling the SPF. And my esthetician is gonna kill me because she told me not to use makeup, but here I am doing my makeup. I told myself no matter how depressed I am, I should always look good, always look presentable. That's why I always do my makeup even though I feel shitty. Back then, I can still do like, the more shitty I feel, the more beautiful I do my makeup. But now things have changed a little, and I'm doing the bare minimum, which I put less makeup now than I did before, and I do less everything shower now. I just prioritize everything that needs to be done and what are the optionals. Like I said, I am like in a phase where I'm just doing everything I can, because I feel like I'm so depleted, empty, and so depressed. You know, all the symptoms. It also doesn't help that I'm physically sick at the moment. I don't know if it's just my mental illness manifesting, or I'm really physically sick. I stomach food. I mean, food in a normal basis, I cannot eat that much anymore. Well, it's a symptom of depression, but I would like to think that I'm battling it, like I am handling it well. But honestly, I would like to, you know, stop pretending that I'm fine and just show everyone around me what's really on my head. And if they don't understand, then it's okay. You know, I got to stop performing. So I think one of the challenges is again showing up at work. Um, Yesterday, I had like this heavy feeling, and I started to like have anxiety attack first thing in the morning, which is like, why, you know? But I also contemplated of not going at work in the morning and just report in the afternoon because I such a mess yesterday. But yes, I managed to go through it and lasted the whole day because aside from being mentally unwell, I was also physically unwell yesterday. Like my stomach hurts and I feel like I'm about to throw up every time and I feel like I'm gonna faint. So, what do I do when things come to that? I just tell myself one more R, one more R, one more R, one more R. Became my mantra actually. I'm almost out of this. And oh, this video is gonna be so long and yet I don't know what to say at the same time. Those are some of the things that I don't tell anyone, but now you know it. And I don't even tell my mom. I don't even tell the people who live with me. I just keep it to myself and tell it to my trusted friends. I don't even open it up at work because I'd like to think that I have a different persona when it comes to work. Maybe because it's a BPD thing, or it's just my, you know, it's how normally it is, but I have like a different personality for work, and for like normal me, it's more filtered, more held back. And even though my real personality leaks, it's, I don't know, I just have different personality when it comes to work because I do want to like act professional all the time. I used to have a lot of plans for this channel, but since I became depressed for months now, I struggled to have a thought process, and this is the reality of it. You know, I used to have like a long list. Now I don't know what to say, what to do with that list, and I'm not comfortable to actually show this side of me. When you have like a mental illness, it's also frustrating to feel this way, but it's also normal that healing is not linear because, you know, I thought I'm going to therapy and I'm constantly drinking my medications, constantly being in touch with my psychiatrist. So why am I depressed now? It's honestly, it's something you cannot control. Medications and therapy can only do so much. And sometimes there are things that out of our control, and that's okay. It's okay to be upset, it's okay to be frustrated by it because you know you've accomplished so much, you've grown so much past that, and then all of a sudden it feels like you're back in step one, and that's okay because I know that you will bounce back. Of course, I would like to put a disclaimer. Just because I can do it doesn't mean the people with same diagnosis as me can do it too. We are very different people and we have different like tolerances because I don't like to be compared because we do things differently. And just because I do it doesn't mean that they can automatically do it. When you have mental illness, it's very hard to tell, and I'm here to like just show you a bit of how it really is, but not like totally compare it to the person you know who might have the same diagnosis as me. I mean, if you have the same diagnosis as me, I hope that you feel less alone because I do feel like I'm alone. Especially, I don't know people who have the same diagnosis as me, at least close to me, but I know some celebrities, but of course I cannot like connect with celebrities. Like, who does that? I mean, I cannot form a connection with them, so I do feel alone. But I do have my friends that make me feel less alone, and I'm grateful for them. But I think the most important thing you can do for yourself when you have like mental illness is to be stubborn. You know, I'm so stubborn that I refuse to myself, and also I'm so stubborn to just bed rot and not shower, not do anything for myself. I'm too stubborn for that because I just try so hard to fight my mental illness. So that's why I am very exhausted most of the time. And it sucks because if people were kinder to me growing up, if I didn't experience those unspeakable things, I wouldn't even have to battle this, to battle everything that I have and just live a normal life. You know, it sucks to see other people living and you're here surviving. But I guess the silver lining of this is I'm on therapy now and I'm on medication, and I refuse to live another year surviving. I want to live, you know? I want to live and I want to be PTSD free. My psychiatrist told me that if I don't have PTSD anymore, maybe that will lessen my symptoms with BPD, but with bipolar, I don't know. Also, going outside when I feel like the world is crashing down on me might probably not be the best choice. I mean, I always have two options when I feel like shit. Sometimes stay at home when I feel like I don't have the energy to pretend around people that I'm okay, or I will go outside. I plan to get a foot spa and also pedicure because I'm going to see my girlfriends tomorrow. See, see how my mood changed from like depressed into normal, but I'm still generally depressed. But I feel a bit much better, like a bit better than I was. Starting this video, that's how my mood changes when you have BPD. I do have bipolar and BPD, right? When you have bipolar, depressive and manic episodes can last up to days or even months or even a year. But when you have BPD, it's like faster mood wise, but it's not the same. They're different. It has become a mini documentary. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a monthly date with my girlfriends. Like, I will treat it as like my last meal because I'm going to get my wisdom tooth removed on Monday. And I'm so excited because I will probably get my braces removed by the end of the year. I'm so hopeful. I don't remove my lip balm anymore. I just put some tint. And this is my makeup, my updated makeup. And this is what I do when I feel shitty. Less makeup. If you're struggling like me, just know that you are not alone, that you are loved, even though our brain tricks us and makes us feel like we are not. And I know that you might ask for love for the people that you love. And sometimes we gotta accept that we won't ever get love from those people. But that doesn't mean that you won't get love from somewhere else, you know? And sometimes the love that you don't expect is the purest kind of love you'll ever get. And honestly, it sounds cliche, but the purest form of love is self-love, you know? And I think learning to love yourself is hard, but it's the best thing you can do for yourself. It's better to go through the hardship of loving yourself than moving from the things that people did to you because you thought that you deserve that. When there are days that are hard, my brain can barely function. So whenever I have like the chance to, I do prioritize my stuff and just like what are the things that are just extra that I can live without, and just prioritize like eating. I just prioritize eating, breathing, going, showing up to work, and doing the bare minimum, just to conserve what's left with me. I, just bare minimum. I do that, and also I step away from gadgets like social media detox. I do that whenever I feel like everything's in ruins, and I keep my communications subtle. I do updates with my friends though, since I'm not constantly messaging them because I find it overwhelming. I just do bare minimum and less stimulating things. And that's what I do when it's hard. Yep, that's it. I was close to crying in his video, but I do hope that you stick around, and I'll see you next time. Always know that you are loved. Bye! Mwah.